Hello, boys and girls. Guess what time it is? It's story time. It's story time, it's story time. You haven't got to pay a dime. If you want to have some fun, get a comfy seat and sit right down. Now listen very carefully, for you can learn as much as me. Make believe in what you hear. These stories I shall read to you. La 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 la. La 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 la. Our story today is Caps for Sale. Caps for sale. So it's a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Caps for sale. Once, there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on the top of his head. First, he had on his own checkered cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street, he walked down the street, calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said. And he walked out of town slowly, slowly, as to not topple over his hats. He walked for a very long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," he thought. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to upset the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First, he checked his checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and the red caps right at the very top. They were all there. So guess what? He went to sleep, and he slept for a very long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked to the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Then he looked up into the tree. What do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you!" he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps!" But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you! Give me back my caps!" But the monkeys only shook both of their hands back at him and said, "Ch, ch, ch." Now he felt quite angry. He stomped his feet and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Ch, ch, ch." By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. "Show me your angriest face, guys. Show me." He stomped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps right now." But the monkeys only stomped their feet back at him and said, "Ch, ch, ch." At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his very own cap and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. What do you think happened? Each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his hats and put them back on his head. First, his own checkered hat, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps at the very top. And slowly, he walked back to the village calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end.